Hello, we're on the Menasha River at Marshall, fishing for catfish and bass. Now, this river is probably like 3 feet deep, almost all the way across. And while we're waiting for a bite, we're gonna talk about crypto. That's right, and why the end of July might actually be a very, very bullish time. First of all, we do have the CPI numbers coming out tomorrow. And I do believe that there is a leak that says we're going to be coming out under estimates, either 0.1 or 0.2. The estimate is 3.1, which is where we are right now. They didn't forecast any decrease, but it seems like we're going to be coming in at around 3.0 or 2.9. Gas has slightly gone down since about 2 months ago, and food and stuff hasn't really risen since 2 months ago. So based on that, the CPI will probably be slightly lower, not much lower, but the 0.1% is very, very important, mind you. If we get 3.0, that's good, but if we get 2.9, that's killer. I definitely think we'll go up because of that. I think we might actually get an interest rate cut in July if we get 2.9, because Jerome Powell has been looking for Jerome Powell has actually been looking for the inflation rate to come below 3.0 before he makes the first cut. We definitely want a cut in July because that will boost the market up. Now, most likely what's going to happen is it's going to be 3.0 and he's going to cut in September. And that's fine because I thought we weren't going to get a cut until November. But so getting a cut in September is very, very good, and it'll boost the crypto market up as well. It definitely depends on what he says at the FOMC conference at the end of the month. The numbers will actually come out 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning, but the decision on the rate cut isn't going to come until July 30th or 31st. So check that on your calendars, definitely, because I think that will actually be quite good. Even though if we don't get a rate cut this time, if he says he's looking to cut rates next time, that's good. He's already said that the Fed, if we keep the rates up for too long, obviously that's going to be hurtful to the market and economic growth. So he's already signaling that he wants to cut. It's just a matter of this time or next time. So we'll have one cut before the election. I mean, I think like 2 years out, his plan like back in 2022 was 2 cuts in 2024 before the election, but the economic numbers have been too strong for him to actually do that. So we're going to get 1 cut before the election, maybe 1 cut 2 days after the election. So overall, it's looking very, very good for crypto. But the other thing is the German selling has actually been what's bringing us down. They've dumped over $1 billion worth of crypto in the first week of this month. Now, they still have 770 million more to dump, but at the rate they're dumping, they'll be done by next week. And without that dumping, yes, there is still the Mt. Gox Albatross, of course, but we don't really know how many of those people are going to sell because they've had chances to sell for the last 10 years. And many of them have actually sold the last 10 years. And the ones that bought, they're not desperate for money. And remember, they're only getting 10-1 back. And if you sold the rights, you're basically selling at what the expected value is actually going to be. So there's a lot in play there that we have to take care of. And like, not everyone is going to sell. Some of them are going to be waiting for higher profits because if you bought the rights, you probably bought at a slightly discounted price. But like, it depends on when you bought in the 10 years too. And remember, like, they're not getting all the coins back. They're only getting about 10-15% of the coins back. So right now, I don't see huge amounts of selling. If the Mt. Gox thing does have a huge effect, we might be in like a lull until like October or so. But the German government will be done probably by the end of next week. So the end of July could be really good, especially if the FOMC meeting comes. We have a rate cut, or even if we don't have a rate cut, right? But if we don't have a rate cut, but we do actually get like dovish sentiment from Jerome Powell saying he's going to cut soon. He's already dived into that, and I think the market is actually reacting. It's really the German government selling and maybe the fear of Mt. Gox that's actually keeping us down at this point. So we could actually like go up in October. I think we will go up in October a lot, but we could actually go up towards the end of this month. Obviously, there is still the Silk Road, $12 billion worth of Bitcoin from the US government, but they've had that for several years and they're slowly selling over a couple of years. So that really shouldn't affect us all that much. Beautiful day out here at the Menasha River. It's kind of like a big mill pond, a couple 100-acre mill pond, but it's basically an outpouring of the river. The river outside of this mill pond is like a little stream, so there's a lot of catfish teeming at the brim here. Of course, I'm not fishing for food. I'm just fishing for fun, hoping to catch a couple of bass and crappie as well. But we'll actually see what happens here. But either ways, for crypto, I think like the winter or the small winter is about over. The cold snap is about over, and we are going to get to that parabolic stage bull run. Ethereum ETF coming soon, maybe altcoin ETFs coming soon, and we're definitely going to go up. Bitcoin is about 20% off its all-time highs, but that's a reasonable dip in the lull. And if you look at past bull runs, obviously, if you look at past bull runs, like the bull run didn't really start until like November or December of the halving year. And we're still a couple of months away from that. It's just that the early pump in Bitcoin ETF got everyone excited. But obviously the altcoins didn't get that ETF. But they will get it probably sometime next year. So we might have more of a pump that lasts way longer into next year than people actually think. So still expect that bull run. And I do think like the end of July will actually be fairly bullish as we get the FOMC stuff and as the German government runs out of money to sell. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.